Hi everyone, it's Di here from Di's Den and welcome to another Sunday video. Did you know that March has 5 Sundays in it? So we have 6 projects altogether this month, and we've done 2 Sundays and the Wowza Wednesday, so this is the 3rd Sunday, so I've still got 2 more Sunday projects to go for March, and the last one is actually on Easter Sunday. So this is the card we're doing today. I made this card, I've made quite a few because I'm going to the Stamping Up on stage here in Melbourne this year, so I thought I would make this card as my swap. So this is a colour I'm not real keen on. It's called, I can't remember what it's called, Petal Pink it's called, that's what it's called. I'm really not keen on this colour. It's a funny, to me it's a funny colour pink. It's more of an orangey pink. So anyway, this is the card we are going to be doing today, and I am going to show you how we made it. I'm calling this one a cutaway front card because it's cut away, as you can see there. Alright, so let's pop this on one side and I will show you what we are using for this card. Where am I going to put it? There we go. Go there. Alright, so I'm going to be using this set, which is in the mini catalogue called Be My Valentine. I'm not making Valentine, obviously, because we're past Valentine. But I'm going to be using this bee stripes. I'm going to be using his happy face, his wings, and his antlers. Antlers? Antennae. Antlers. Oh, I don't know. Now I'm also going to be using these deckled circles, which are on an online catalogue. And this one is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th size up from the middle. So it's fifth size up from the smallest. Okay, and I've already cut those out, so I'm popping that up there, and I'm only going to be using Memento ink, so I will be showing you that. I've also done a little bit of embossing, and I use this embossing folder, which is actually really quite pretty. I'll show you the piece. It's called Softly Sophisticated. It's really lovely. It was part of the celebration. I'm not sure whether this embossing folder will carry over because it doesn't actually say celebration on that anywhere, so I'm not sure whether that's going to be because it's carrying over into the new catalogue or what. So I can't tell you one way or the other, but that's what it looks like. How pretty is that? Can you see that? How pretty is that? Hey, it's a lovely pattern. Okay, and I'm going to be also using these iridescent rhinestones, which, as you would know by now, are one of my favourites, so I'll pop them out of the way. So let me show you what you need, and it's not really a real lot. So you're going to need a card blank, you know, your card base, which is a normal card base, which is 5 7/8 by 8 1/4, which is half of an A4 size sheet of paper. You're going to need a piece of card that measures, and I've done mine in white, but that doesn't mean you have to, measures 3 and 7/8 by 2 5/8. So 3 and 7/8 by 2 5/8. You're going to need a piece of designer series paper that measures 3 7/8 by 2 3/4. You're going to need your circle, and if you don't have that size circle, it is a, let me see, 2.5 inch circle. So if you've got a 2.5 inch circle, that will work good too. And then you just need a couple of pieces of scrap for cutting out your bee, and your insert will be 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. So there is no stamping on the front of the card as in sentiment wise. It's only this bee. Inside, in this one I stamped in Petal Pink, but I'm going to only stamp in Memento today. Alright, so let's move all of these out of the way and bring in this piece here. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use my scoreboard, my trimmer, sorry. So I'm going to bring this in, and I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to have to stand up to do this because I can't see otherwise. I'm going to cut this at the 4 1/8 mark. So I'm going to bring that into the 4 1/8 mark and bring up my cutting blade, and I'm going to cut down to 2 7/8 of an inch. We're going to bring that down, and as you can see, I've got something there so I can actually see. Once I've done that, I'm then going to bring in my scoring tool, and I'm going to score just down the rest of that line like so. Now I'm going to turn it onto the short side, and I'm going to place this in here at the 2 7/8 of an inch mark, and then close the thing, and I'm going to cut this across to the 4 1/8 of an inch. And once I've done that, as you can see, these two pieces are now separate. That is probably the hardest part of this one. Is just the cutting. Now if you want to do that by measuring it and oh my goodness, measuring it and using a craft knife, you can. Now I've got a few fluffy bits on the edge of this one, so, and I don't like them, so I'm actually going to just, I think my blade needs changing, so I'm just using my, that's better, line. Oh my goodness, let's get that bit off too. Now I just use an emery board to do this. It gets it off nicely without leaving horrible marks. So that's our main card. So now what we're going to do, we're going to fold and burnish this piece of card so that this small end comes across as the front of the card. Okay, let me just have a look at that bit. That looks a bit rough just there, and I don't like that. There we go, that's better. Alright, so that's our card, and that's how it's going to go together like so. So let me bring in the other pieces. So I'm going to bring in these bits here. This is a fairly quick card, this one. And we're going to glue our designer series paper onto the bottom of this piece here, like so. Oops. And I'm going to put that onto there, just like that, onto the front of my card. So making sure that's down nice and tight. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in this other piece that we cut off. So don't throw it away, whatever you do, because we're going to put our piece that we've actually embossed. Now you don't have to emboss if you don't want to, and you don't have to use white. In my tutorial, written tutorial, it says white, but it doesn't mean you have to use white. You can use whatever colour you want. And if you want to put designer series paper there, you can do that, or you can use any colour you'd like. Okay, so I've got that on there nice and tightly now. This is going to now sit over the top of this one. Excuse me, I have a bit of an itch on my back and it's driving me nuts. Sorry. Alright, so this is going to sit on here like so. So we want to put glue on about the bottom inch, maybe inch and a half at the most. So what have I got mine at? Let's see. Yeah, an inch and a half. And I'm going to put my fingers either side of that glue mark so that I know that that's going to go in the centre of that section there. And that way I can push it down, I can open that up and I can see that there's no glue stuck there. So I'll just give that a nice press down on this side so that it's all done. So that is the front of the card done, except for our decorating. So we're going to put our, and I didn't put a saying out, did I? Oh, now I don't know what I'm going to put. I will put on here, you'll always be the one for me. So let me move my ears off of here, not ears. And I will stamp my little saying right in the middle here. Like so. Alright. Give that a few seconds to dry. And we will then glue this insert into the middle of the card. Come here. And that is our insert done. Okay, so let's pop that on one side. Let's actually, before we pop that on one side, let's glue this on because of it's got all these dots on here. It's going to take a little while for it to adhere, because it's not got a lot of space to adhere to. So we're going to pop that in the middle there, like so. I'm going to turn that over and give that a bit of a wipe down so that it actually has time to glue to that. Let me put my pin in my glue for a minute because it's a warm day here again today. And we're going to bring in our pieces of scrap. Alright, let's move my saying from there. Let's just pop it on there and put his wings up in here. Bring in his body and he has other bits. So, oh, I can't put that on there. What a silly thing. So I'm going to bring in my punch and I'm going to punch out my bee body first. So I just need a piece of card that is about 2 5/8 wide by about 2 inches long, but it's nicer to have a longer piece so you can get it in and out of the thing. So we're going to bring in our body and our black pimento ink, and we're going to stamp him. Now we could have done this beforehand, but I just find it's just as easy to do it afterwards. And then I'm going to stamp his little face on there, like so. So he can sit there and dry. I'm going to stamp his antlers, not antlers, antennae on this piece of paper. And I'm going to bring in my punch. And I'm going to pop this in here over the little heart shape. Oops. Let's get rid of all them other bits. And we've got his antenna. Now I've got another piece of card. These are just scraps. That I'm going to stamp his wings, one in one corner and one in the other, just because it's absolutely easier to put it together, to get it in the punch. But that's just me. You might find an easier way. And I'm going to punch out his wings, along with bits and pieces that go everywhere all over me. Okay, let's put that punch out the way. Let's move all these out of the way. And we have our wings here. So we're going to bring in our body and our wings and our antennae or whatever you want to call them. And put a tiny bit of glue on the top of them. I don't like that yucky bit on the top of my glue. and pop his over the top of his head. And I'm going to put a little bit of blue onto the bottom half of the heart for his wings, and glue one wing on this side and then the other wing under there on the other side. We're going to bring him down. Now how cute does he look, eh? Now how cute is that? It's so lovely. Alright, so we're going to bring in, we'll pop that glue over there out the way. We're going to bring in our dimensionals, and I used 3 large ones and 2 small ones. I just found that it was easier. So I've got 1 small one up there on the top. And we're going to just pull them off, the backing off. And I love this set. And we can pop him on the front like so. Now I'm going to bring in my, I don't have a tool here, do I? No, I don't have a tool here. Yes I do. What am I talking about? And I'm going to put one of these large iridescent things at the bottom, and then a small one either side. How cute is that? I just think it's so cute, and I love the way that it covers the words, so there's plenty of room for you still to write here without it being seen. It stands up beautifully still, that's like a regular card, and it can be done in many designs. I'm only doing this one because that's another one that's ready for my shares on stage. So what do you think? I love it. It's simple, it's easy. If you'd like the written tutorial for this card, please head down below down here and you'll find the written tutorial for it at Di's Den for Stamping, Crafting and Tutorials. Please note that if you're not a member, you have to join, and please answer the question. If you don't answer the question, I'm sorry, you cannot join the group. If you want to know more about this product, which is available in the mini catalogue, and it comes as a bundle, which is this stamp set along with this punch, and if you buy the 2 together you get 10% off, which is fantastic. And if you'd like to, as I say, to know more about them, my email address is down below. You can always give me an email, and if you live in Australia I can help you with that. If you can't, I can always put you onto somebody in the, I don't know what that was that went bang, so somebody in your location that can help you with that. So until next week, goodbye.